From the back roads to the boardwalks, from what exit to what just happened. This is Dirty on Jersey, the Garden State's realest headlines, short, sharp, and straight up Jersey.
And welcome everybody to the latest edition of the Dirty on Jersey podcast. This is FIFA Fumbles, Murphy Mumbles, and NJ Kids Win Big. And these are some of the top stories and not so top stories from this past week in Jersey. And kicking it off, we have deadly storms strike central New Jersey. Earlier this week, there were severe thunderstorms that ripped through especially central Jersey down in Plainfield and North Plainfield Thursday evening, bringing wind gusts of up to 80 miles per hour. There were dozens of trees that were crashed into homes and roads and tragically claimed the lives of 3 drivers when trees fell on their vehicles. Among the victims were 2 from Plainfield and another woman from North Plainfield. Over 20,000 households were left in the dark as the state of emergency was declared. July 4th celebrations were canceled, and crews were still clearing roads and down power lines. This is just, a lot of people don't realize, especially in Jersey, the amount of trees that we have here. And when it comes to some of these storms, it is just, you see these trees just bending in half, and you're wondering, like, okay, is this tree going to go the next? Like, which storm is it going to take it down? And from my own experience of driving in some of this insane weather, you get a thunderstorm that rolls through. And this one time I was driving up a hill, I think it was in Bergen County, and all I remember is a torrential downpour just started dumping on the car. I'm going uphill in an Explorer, and the water was rushing so fast down the hill and coming down so hard, it was actually coming up above the right side of the car as I'm driving. And that was one of the moments that, like, I was scared, and then I saw the wind going, and I actually thought, I was like, oh, well, then a tree's going to fall on my car, and then that's it. And it's scary out there. And I just want to make it a point, and I don't know if it's because I'm older or because I'm a parent now. Sometimes it's not worth it. Sometimes it's just best to wait it out, or, leave ahead of the storm. Just, it's not worth it. But, sometimes you got to adjust your schedules. For me, I don't mind driving it. I would love to go tornado chasing one of these years down in the Midwest. Maybe one day I will. But, you still got to respect Mother Nature. So I'd be curious to find out what you guys do. Do you guys adjust your schedules with it, or you guys just, have no problem driving in it? Or are you too scared to and just have had a better experience like myself? Or, I'd like to know your thoughts on that. And up next for you guys, I've got the FIFA slashes ticket prices at MetLife Stadium. In a surprise move, FIFA dropped ticket prices for the July 8th semifinal between Chelsea and Fluminense to just $13.40, down from nearly $474, a cut of over 97%. The match at MetLife Stadium marks a rare international soccer event in East Rutherford, making world-class football tickets cheaper than a night out. The cut files sparse attendance at earlier matches and reflects an adaptive pricing on the global scale. MetLife has hosted everything from the Super Bowl to WrestleMania and so many other events. And now, next year, with the World Cup coming over, the stadium is going to be really at the center of attention. I've been there for football games, mainly only for football games. And it's definitely an incredible stadium, can seat up to 80,000 people. But it's $50 to park. So if you're going to go to a game there, make sure you might want to just look into parking, because you might end up having to park far away. The one thing I find very, very funny is how British people will react to that stadium. I've seen some people just absolutely dumbfounded at the size of it, and let alone that is a big stadium. Those college stadiums are bigger, and not to mention some of these NASCAR stadiums that they have. You look at Talladega, Ricky Bobby, shout out Ricky Bobby, that they can actually have up to almost 250,000 people either in the stands and in the infields together, just having a good old time. And up next for you guys, we're going to cover the story of Governor Murphy's budget backlash. Governor Murphy's final $58.8 billion budget drew fire from unexpected corners, not just politicians, but his own inner circle. Attorney General Matt Plankin lambasted the diversion of $45 million from opioid settlement funds to hospitals, calling it a slap in the face to families devastated by the opioid crisis. Environmental groups and unions joined the outrage, objecting to cuts in clean energy programs and strained union health insurance reforms, totaling about $190 million right there. Even his cabinet is publicly criticizing it, signaling a turbulent final term. this year should be his last year in office. It is, in fact, his last year in office, as we have the upcoming governor's race, which maybe I'll be covering later on this year, depending on how this podcast goes and which direction I decide to take it. But when you start getting into NJ politics, it can be pretty brutal. It's cutthroat, and it's not for everyone. But it seems that almost everyone who gets into New Jersey politics gets caught up in the corruption and somehow ends up doing some prison time. Menendez. NJ will never change. And now I'm going to try to do things a little bit differently. I'm going to try to end on a good note. And this little good news story to end this week out is a more recent one. It does follow a little bit of some tragic news, but it does have a good meaning behind it. And this is going over the New Jersey hero who saved 165 lives in the Texas floods by rescuing them. Scott Ruskan, a 26-year-old New Jersey native and Coast Guard rescue swimmer, took part in his first major mission during the catastrophic flash floods in Texas. Dispatched to Camp Mystic, a Christian girls' summer camp hit hard by the rising waters, Ruskan used his training in triage and helicopter evacuations to help rescue 165 campers and staff. Hampering flooded roads and fast-moving currents, he also comforted victims on the ground, showing remarkable composure and compassion under pressure. I mean, it doesn't matter where you're from, no matter what, Americans will step up, but it's kind of good to help to highlight a good local hero here at Dirty on Jersey. So hope you guys enjoyed this podcast, and I'm looking to start posting more stuff in the next coming days. And as always, thanks for listening, and see you around. And if you know, you know.